Hi everyone, we're in Nigel's flat on the 20th of June 2019 and we're looking at the cooking that's been taking place over the past months. Do you want to tell the viewers why we started the cooking activities, Nigel? Camera one.
Because of the thing. I started getting the food, healthy food, in because it was better for us to eat. Because I was eating just the same old things daily, and I was getting a bit, I was putting weight on as well. So we decided to say, well, why don't you change the change what you eat and start buying fresh stuff as well instead.
And this was mainly to do with Trey, who will be on camera shortly. She's in the wings. She's just done her hair, which is obviously more important now.
It is very important. We haven't done nothing yet.
So the motivation was to give you a variety of different foods. Bring in foods that were good for you, but not in a way where we were trying to have you live like a monk, basically. Because you were having lots of takeaways and cardboard dinners and things like that. Not actually made of cardboard, but in a cardboard box. Trips down to the chippy and things, going to mum's for takeaways. And of course, the end result was that Nigel was almost 23 stone. And he was on the borderline of morbidly obese.
Yes, it was.
And the consultant, I mean, this will be mentioned on the blog a number of times, but we'll reiterate it again. Nigel was in a situation where if he continued to go the way he was going, diabetes was something that's mentioned, organic failure, heart attack, etc. So really, it was crucial that you started this, and this was Trey's idea. And it's worked so far, but we'd like other people to see how Nigel's been successful in this. He has been successful, hasn't he? And what kind of tips would we give other people who maybe want to have a go at that? Do you think, one question now, do you think it's helped you to become more independent in relation to the use of your kitchen?
Yeah, it does.
And in what way?
Well, I wasn't just went in, made that meal and walked out, and that was it. Didn't spend time in the kitchen.
So it's really kind of opened that kitchen up
in
a way where you can actually utilise just about everything that's in there. Because the freezer now, it's something you use more often. We've just recently done a review as well of Nigel's shopping and stock checks and things. Do you want to mention that, Nigel, for the viewers?
Well, it's better because I can have a look, see what I need and what I don't need, and just write it down on a piece of paper and make a list of what I need and stuff like that. And
that was on the instigation of Trey as well. And
was.
That's working now. We reviewed it again today there. And today we actually came up with, if Nigel's having a bad day, which she did yesterday, then with Nigel's consent we would take over and work with Nigel with that list, wouldn't we? Yeah? So what other things would you like to tell the viewers, Nigel, in relation to that success you've had with the cooking that maybe would help them? What stands out for you when you're actually in that kitchen doing that cooking?
Choosing what I like and choosing what to cook. You don't have to cook everything one thing, or just cook one thing. You can have a choice of what you want to cook, want to buy, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed that. And that's a real choice, folks. Not the one where you tell people to do anything they want because it's their choice. This is something that's evolved over time with Nigel, where he's been empowered to take that choice. And that's worked, isn't it?
Yeah, it has.
And we enjoy it. That's the other thing as well. It's fun to do.
Yeah, it is.
Now, I'm going to bring in Trey, who's in the wings, and the hair's still the same as it was before. So watch out for any wind coming through there, Trey. You're looking scratty. And Trey's going to talk to Nigel about the early days of when you started it off.
Yeah.
And where we are now with it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
good
good.
to
That's good.
hear
I did that.
it. So, just reflecting on where we were at the start of this, because this has been going a couple of years yet now,
Yeah.
hasn't it? Right. And we, because of your health and your weight, we decided to talk to you about looking at a different way of cooking, your
Yeah.
diet and that. And can you remember how we first decided on that? Have you got any memories of how we first did that?
Well, I did see the cooker advertised on TV.
Yes, and I mean, this was the cooker we've got
The
now.
pro cook, yeah.
But prior to that, you didn't really cook much at all.
No, I
did
didn't.
you?
I just ate cardboard.
Yeah, cardboard food and takeout.
Yeah.
So when we first started looking at that, we decided on doing a different way of cooking, didn't we?
Yeah.
Whereas you took control
No, I
of what
did.
you
Yeah.
were cooking and eating, so that you could watch what you're eating, so you could reduce your weight.
Yeah.
Can you remember a little bit how that worked? I know it's a wee while back now, but well, we kind of looked at what you'd eat on a weekly basis, and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
we
Yeah.
looked at your menus, and we talked through about what you could have on certain days. And
Yeah.
a routine. You didn't have a routine, did you?
No, no.
It was just whatever
I
you
was.
felt like on that day.
Yeah.
So it was. We looked at soup, didn't we?
Yeah.
Protein stuff like beans. We looked at rice and that kind of thing.
Yeah, did the pastas.
Yeah, and we reduced your certain intakes of certain things,
Yeah.
such as bread, milk, cheese. I can remember the cheesecake. I remember the cheesecake. Thing we kind of like, you got so cheesed out. It was
Yeah.
like you buy a block of cheese and it was gone in 2 days.
Yeah.
You remember
Yeah.
those days?
Yeah,
And milk.
Milk, you
Milk
go
as well.
through. You used to buy a 4-pint
Yeah.
milk and it was gone, in half the week.
Was
So we had to look at that. It was a learning process, wasn't it?
was yeah. Was a learning process. Yeah.
Remember how difficult that was at the start?
Difficult.
As in, you used to fight me with it.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I remember when we first went shopping and it was like, oh, is that what I'm getting? You used to go to the cheese section and look at me.
Yeah.
When we used to find out how big a block of cheese it was. We were
Yeah.
getting, like, come
No,
on,
I
Nigel,
want that.
that's too big.
Want that one?
So we adapted it, didn't we, in the early days?
Yeah,
It was
did I?
difficult.
Was yeah.
And can you remember how hard it was for you first to go from eating just basically rubbish, wasn't it? And
Yeah, it was, yeah.
overeating, and then going to a more structured diet, thinking more about what you were eating.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you remember how difficult that was? Can you remember how
Was
you
difficult,
felt?
yeah.
Remember how you felt about it?
Did you feel as though you were being forced into something and something was taken away from you, Nigel? Because I know you mentioned earlier about the battles you used to have to get, and I remember that because there was a joke came in about you scrapping around the back room trying to
For
find
cheese.
cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, we deliberated quite a lot because the one thing that we've always said is that you don't deprive someone
No.
just because you believe it's good for them.
Yeah.
You do it in a way to balance so that person gets involved. But there has to be tough love at the outset because
Yeah.
if you had been given that choice to eat what you wanted to eat, you would have continued to put the weight on. But I do remember the battles that you had, and there was a bit of resentment there, not in a nasty way, but you kind of it's a bit like taking a bottle of beer off an alcoholic.
Yeah, it's an addiction, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think in the early days you started to realise just how addicted you were
Yeah.
to certain kinds of food, like the cheese.
Yeah, I
Food.
mean, I think,
Food,
well, I think-
like the cheese.
yeah, I mean, I watched, just to diversify slightly, it's the same theme. I was in Morrison's this morning, not Morrison's, Tesco's, sorry, this morning I walked down, and there was a chap I used to look after, and he was with his support worker, and they were at the self-service till. Now, the sum total of the items that were on that section where you get the bags, where you
Yeah.
bag it up, were all chocolate and these milk drinks that were like kind of chocolate, strawberry, things like
Yes,
that.
they are full of fat.
Now that was that person's shop.
Yeah.
Now I don't doubt that person was with them didn't really try to say, well, actually, you know, it's not necessarily so maybe mix it up with such and such, because that's what you did do. It's almost like a weaning off.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
And introducing things, wasn't it?
Yeah, you literally, in some ways, went a bit cold turkey, didn't you?
Yeah.
On the fat and the high fat food. You went from really high fat, rich food to a much more balanced diet. And I remember it was so funny. You used to always go down the aisles where you always used to go and look. As you say, are we getting any of these?
Nigel was looking like a fugitive.
Keep walking now.
Yeah, did I?
You used to open the window just to get a waft of takeaway food.
Yeah, something nice.
I mean, it was so funny. You used to go down the cheese section and look at me. And then we used to say about the milk. Remember when we used to say, well, do we really need 4 pints of milk? And the bread, can you remember? You used to buy 2 slices.
Well,
two
that was my
loaves
idea,
of-
wasn't it? And then
2 loaves of bread.
Oh, yeah.
In a week.
Nigel, would you say, I'll just ask a question, sorry, would you say, based on your experience now, I mean, you really have been massively successful, because there's many people would not have gone through what you went through to get where you're at now, because you look a lot better, you've lost a hell of a lot of weight, you know. If I said to you that there's quite a huge amount of people who are getting that choice to eat what they want, who actually aren't that healthy, that probably would benefit from that kind of input that you've been getting, because I mean, you know, I'm not talking about people who are getting fat. I mean, there's some people eat badly and thin.
Yeah.
You know, so do you think it is an addiction, just the same as alcohol would be or cigarettes, that needs to be worked on with people? Do you think that is an addiction?
Yeah, it is.
Can you remember how that felt when you were trying to break an addiction of certain foods? I remember.
I think putting bolts on his door.
It was so funny. I mean, when you think about it, we can laugh about it now, but in the shop, I mean, I don't know what people thought in the supermarket, because we used to have this debate every time we went down certain aisles.
Yeah.
Like, we really don't need that, do we? No, but I want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think it's something that has to be managed, Nigel? Is it something you've got to always be aware of, because it's so easy to slip back into that addiction, isn't it?
Yeah.
Remember when you went down to your mum's for the takeaways?
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, again, you know, we're not judging you on that, because you know, many people eat takeaways all week. But that was part of the reason why you were piling weight on.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
You know, but is it something that you need to be constantly aware of?
Yeah.
You know, is it that risk of slipping back again if things aren't so good?
Yeah, it is.
And it is quite common in addiction.
It is, and I also have noticed, and I know when we go through, when we're doing the shopping, if you're not feeling right in yourself, and you probably don't always notice this, you will go to the old sections that you used to.
Yeah.
You know, you go to the cheese.
Yes, it's comfort, isn't it?
Yeah, you go to the comfort food, and we kind of like look and you go, and you move on, and it's almost like part of you is drawn to those foods.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And it's nice now, because quite often you don't do that as much now. You go, you know what's good for you, and you're picking out the stuff.
Yes, I am.
That is, you know, is better for you, tastes better, and that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And you're making those choices.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to reflect on that, because it shows how far you've come.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, massively, yeah. But Nigel, can you? I know it's a big subject. I mean, I know that anxiety, a lot of emotional problems are tied quite closely with addiction, and food is one of the bigger ones, more so nowadays, I think, because it's more available.
Yeah.
Would you have anything that you could maybe tell the listeners, the viewers, you know, that might help them, that they're living their lives at the moment where they're struggling with weight, you know, they're constantly going to buy sweet stuff and takeaways, things like that. Is there anything you can maybe give them some pointers of how they can begin it? You know, they need someone to support them through that, you know, through the dark times, the bad times you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, they need help, well, support. And they need to look at them to where the weight on, where they're struggling to
How about why they actually went to the food? You know, the connection between how you feel and the food. That connection, you know, that got you addicted in the first place.
It is just comfort one.
Yeah, because
Comfort.
we used to
Eating,
talk about how you felt and why you were going for certain foods, how it was that connection was there.
Yeah, it was comfort, yeah.
Yeah, so you were feeling, you know, really anxious and down, depressed at times. And we would say, talk to you, well, what do you normally do? Where would you normally go? How would you make yourself feel better? And you started to see the connection.
Yeah, did you?
Like the cheese.
Yeah.
And all that bread.
And the milk.
And the milk.
Yeah. Yeah, the 3 items, yeah.
So, you know, if somebody, as Harry said, if you were to say to somebody about that, would you be able to say to them about how are you feeling and what are you doing about that?
Oh, yeah. I would, yeah.
Yeah. Would you be able to do that, you think, from how you felt now? You recognise that?
Yes, I would, yeah.
Because you used to talk about it quite a bit, didn't you?
Yeah, did I?
In the early days.
Yep. Certainly did, yeah.
Yeah. Was it good for you to reflect on that, Nigel?
Yeah.
How was it good for you? Can you remember how you...
I remember
how it helped?
our both process, our progress.
Yes. And did it help you when you were thinking about that? Had you not realised before?
Yeah.
Did it help you realise?
Yeah, it helped me realise, yeah.
How it was affecting you?
Yes, it was, it did, yeah.
So let's look at this then, because we're going to round off now. I know statistically there's a high percentage of ill health within people with learning disability, etc.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
You could look at whose fault that is, but at the end of the day, the whole thing needs to be readdressed. If I said to you, right, Nigel, today we're going to give you, and it's not our right to give you anywhere, but we're going to offer you that choice, to go back to the way you were, what would your thoughts be?
No, I wouldn't go back.
Why would that be? Because you've never been held to do it, you've never been locked in, you had no bolts on the door, and cheese was taken away from you in abundance. You know, this is, you've got one contrast now. One is the actual where you were, and then that other contrast, is that choice to do what you want. You can eat what you want. Got the Chinese tonight, come back with a big fat takeaway, feel a lot better because you feel, you know, good. Yeah. Why would you not choose to go back to the old days?
Because your health, because it affects your body and that. Yeah, it just makes you, it will affect you with,
So do you feel as though you're more comfortable in your body than you were before?
Yeah, not comfortable, yeah.
Is there anything that you can remember that you feel that feels better than it was before?
Well, losing weight.
Yeah, but what feels better about that though?
Not struggling with walking and stuff and getting out and about.
What about your breathing? Because I've noticed now that you're not puffing and panting like you used to.
No, I'm not.
Remember? Because I thought at one time I had asthma. You'd actually got him to get checked, didn't it?
Yeah.
And he was clear. So that must have been the weight.
It was the weight, yeah. You see people out there struggling to breathe.
Oh goodness me, yeah, it's a massive, it's a disease now, isn't it? Really, you know. But if you look at, you know, what you're telling people now on here, they're going to be listening to you, Nigel. I mean, I'm not trying to put too much pressure on you.
No.
But I do think that you are an example of what can be achieved with the right support.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be measured support as well.
Yeah.
Because if we continue to say to Nigel, oh, well, Naz, it's all right, we don't mind if you just go and get a takeaway there and a takeaway there. You know, have 3, it's fine, you know.
Yeah.
We know that you're going to rocket up to 20 plus stone, you're going to end up back where you were.
Yeah, definitely.
And of course, the result of that could be organ failure, diabetes, etc. And that's not trying to make it bleak, that's what the consultant said when that time was seen them. So, really, when you're telling people out there now, it can be achieved.
Yeah, it can.
How it can be achieved with the right support.
Yeah.
You still have your choices you can make.
Yeah.
But you then learn which are the right choices and which are the wrong ones. Because choice is a wonderful thing, but with it comes consequence.
You're right.
you know. So, just to round off, how do you want to tell the viewers how you are now? How are you now?
I was going to say fine, but fine.
Nigel, your words.
Yeah.
Well, I feel better for what I've done, and make sure that not make sure.
Well, yeah, because that's forced, isn't it?
It is. I just think it's no. I've got to this point now, and I want to carry on with what I'm doing, and yeah, I feel better for it, and I'm not as bad as I was. I'm getting about a bit better as well.
Oh yeah, definitely moving better now.
Yeah.
And also, you're enjoying your food.
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
The cheese is going up in the weight.
I think
The mice have got all the cheese.
I think they have, yeah.
Hey, did you know that mice don't actually naturally eat cheese?
No, don't. No.
I didn't know that. I read it recently somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, I always believed it. Mice eat
That's
cheese.
all right.
Hey.
Probably bad for them as well.
Yeah, do you want to round off and train with Nigel?
Yeah, so that's, a good reflection for you.
It is, yeah. Very
And
good.
it's something that's good to be able to pass on to others with watching this. So the future, we're using the cooker and so forth. How do you feel about that? You're using your cooker and you're cooking your own thing, you decide on your own ingredients. How do you feel about that now? You've been doing it quite a few weeks.
I feel better for it, like, I'm eating different foods instead of just no takeaways and stuff.
And do you enjoy that?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Enjoy it, yeah.
You do enjoy that?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Because if I get in touch with you, always say how much you enjoy. Oh yeah, that was nice and that was good and you liked it and such. So that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good. Pretty
All
good.
right. So I know we've got dinner soon, Wayne.
Yeah,
You've been before.
Did be.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll say bye for now.
Bye.
Until next time.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, we'll come back in a month's time, I think.
Yeah.
And review it again, Nigel.
We'll review it again and see how you
Yeah.
feel about it.
Yeah.
how
There
it's
might be
gone.
things to add to it as well that we
Yeah.
can do. Okay, thank you, folks.